and of course, what you said is absolutely true. Presuming that everybody in only the 10 polling stations decided to go and vote will be unreasonable. It will be a highest estimation, which will not happen.
Of course.
Yes, of course. So a more reasonable one is looking at, say, let's repeat, the previous year, 75%.
75%.
Yes, and 75% of the 7,000 will be taken off, let's say, less than 2,000, right?
Yeah.
Which will still mean that Estela can make an impact. It is looking like she has very little chance. We are pretending that the guy who is leading, Reverend Ado,
He's not going to get
is not getting any vote at all.
He will get vote.
Which is, in fact, by our trend we are establishing, is more likely to get more of the votes than Estela in the trends we are establishing. So, by all indications, this is
Chairman, sleep. You don't go sleep. Eh?
more likely to be either close and very close, or the Reverend has removed the slows.
And remember, as I indicated earlier, that even some of the NPP members in the constituency where I vote have not been happy with Estela.
Okay.
Because she had made a sort of entered into a sort of a covenant with them that she was not going to contest this time because it would be the turn of one of the NPP guys, Ronnie Nicole. And Ronnie Nicole, unfortunately, couldn't make it because Estela sprung a surprise that she was going to go again. And Ronnie attempted, it didn't work.
He lost woefully.
Yes, and Estela had come under such immense pressure in the constituency. She saw something like this coming. And so the development work, road work, has been...
The last minute ones.
Yes, the last minute one. And the last 2 weeks.
Yeah,
2 weeks.
True. Yeah.
Yes, there's been a lot of work that's being done across the constituency.
A few more constituencies just to announce.
Okay, before you go, Estela also is one of the beneficiaries of the botched NPP's affirmative action policy, remember?
Yeah.
The original policy. She was one of the people who was being considered heavily for that particular
See,
one.
this is a woman whom in 2020 was actually on a national campaign tour, campaigning in other areas apart from her constituency. In fact, she felt so comfortable with her constituency.
You made a point
that she was actually campaigning in other parts of the country, going into campaign for other.
She was rumored to be potentially looking to vice presidential, slots.
Yeah, I mean, you're making the point about her dominance, right? In the area that she didn't even have to worry about her.
No, she didn't worry about her constituency.
Well, actually,
she was campaigning in other constituencies.
This is West. That's her here. Okay, so if you look at the trends here, tells us her performance.
Yeah.
But she's been dropping, as you know.
She has been.
The percentage of outcomes has been dropping all the way to the worst performance yet in the 2020.
Yeah.
Whatever it is, since 2012, she's held control over the
area. Okay, there are more results coming through. I want to quickly go through for us before we take a quick break. Central region still, and I want to bring in Herman Lower Dentra, where the MPP wins it by 17,228, and this is parliamentary. Lawrence Ejingsam wins it by 7,228.
That's massive.
Yes. And then the Seth Ajipon Mensah, 9,527. And that is the NDC candidate there. Now, let's see what the story was the previous year, because then that tells us the story. All the numbers for me. Bride Rekubobe. Anybody know? So this was close.
Yes, the former deputy, what they call employment
minister.
Yes.
So in 2020, it was close. Bride Rekubobe getting some 52.9%.
So there were different candidates.
This time he gets over 60%.
But what it is that this MPP candidate here is swimming against the tide.
Yes.
The tide is saying that he shouldn't be doing this well.
As well, not only winning, but also winning by a higher margin, and also a bigger one, 17 against 14,000.
Yeah. Let's check the trend because the trend will tell you. Yes.
Non-people wins it.
Yes.
No, but there was an NDC showing in 2012.
2012.
Yes.
Okay.
2012. But he wins it. It sits the their best performance.
But the NDC candidate merely made it through. Watch it. It was just 50.1.
But I guess the most important point to make for me is that in the morning when everything has been against the NPP.
It's a bright spot.
This is a bright spot. First time we are going to say that somebody has put in the best performance yet for the NPP in a constituency.
And it's true, this is swimming against the tide. Because
hugely,
everything's been going against the NPP so far.
Hugely.
Yeah, even when they are winning it.
That makes me even more curious to learn what happened at the presidential level. Makes it more curious.
Let's see that.
Let's see that.
No, but this is problematic.
So why? Because you're looking at, clear this for me. You're looking here at this, I'm pretty sure. You're looking at this?
Yes.
And you're comparing it to that?
Yeah.
Why is that an issue for you?
When your president, first and foremost, when your parliamentary candidate gets 70,000 and you, the presidential candidate, you are getting 30,000, that's problematic, first and foremost. He got 63%. His, presidential candidate get 52%, a 10 percentage point difference. And again, the NPP's last showing was 59%. Nana Danko Akufo-Addo, and let's get it straight. We were saying in your first election, you win well. That is 2016, 58%. The next election, you reduce by some percentage generally with the thinking that you're not going to get as well. But he did 59%, better than 2016. Now, the next showing, when they changed the candidate and put in Dr. Mahmoud Bawumia, his best so far, his greatest input is 52%. He did worse than his own parliamentary candidate, and he did worse than the previous presidential candidate. This is where the catastrophe is.
Yeah, it is a catastrophe indeed in terms of the drop in votes over the period. And I know JM though.
In fact, his showing is consistent with that of the parliamentary candidates anyway, even though he also does slightly better than John Dramani Mahama.
But
hold on a minute. I think John Mahama does better than his parliamentary candidate. Yes, bring the parliamentary results, you would find out that John Mahama does better. He gets 12,000.
Oh, okay. That's massive. That's actually more than 3,000. Yeah.
Yeah, he does better. Because you're adding the figures, and it takes you to somewhere around 26,000.
True. Yeah.
John Mahama does better than his.
And in 2020, what was his performance? He had 10,000.
True.
10,000.
So he's done 2,000 more than what happened previously.
Akufo-Addo had 16,000.
16,000. Yes.
Bawumia now gets 30,000. So he's dropped by some 3,000.
That's the story of the night.
That's the story of the night.
It's the story of the night.
There's a breaking news coming in, and I want to go there now. We understand collation has halted in Ahafano North, right? Due to the last night, we know there were gunshots that we saw there. Ballot papers, pink sheets, scanners, etc., all destroyed as we speak. Anthony Brian Opoku is joining us live now. Just look at the scene on the ground there.
Oh, wow.
These are ballot papers. Were they tampered already? People had exercised their franchise, and all that now gone to waste. Okay, let's bring Brian in. Brian, what can you report? What are we looking at on our screens? I see ballot papers strewn all over the ground. Please unmute for me. Please unmute for me. Okay, we'll try and fix that. Can you hear me, Brian? Okay, we'll fix that.
Please, I can hear you.
Great. I'm watching videos now, and I see what looks like ballot papers all over on the green grass. What can you tell us about that? I understand that collation has stopped, halted.
Yes, actually halted yesterday, and all those you are seeing are actually ballot papers which was printed. So yes, yesterday there was an incident where the EC officers were doing their returns with the ballot. So there came the crowd, which they were very agitated, and they said that they were taking a lot of time in doing the collating. So they were breaking louver blades, throwing stones into the collation center. So it got to a scene that tempers were really rising up, and they were losing out of control. So it took the military men to come in, and they had to escort the EC officials out from the collation center with heavy, with warning shots and all. So then came the crowd inside the collation center, and they started vandalizing items.
Okay, so that's a story there in Ahafano North. So as we speak this morning, I nearly said tonight, as we speak this morning, what's the situation? Everybody's gone, halted. Is there any sign of security on the ground that this may be restarted, the EC taking a decision on what to do?
No, yesterday, because of what happened, I had to rush back to my hotel room. And this morning, seeing some of the officials, they were actually shaking. And from what I'm seeing and from the atmosphere, collation is not going to start any moment soon. Collations has been halted here at the Hapana North, but because looking at the collations, what has happened there, all their gadgets, all logistics has been vandalized. So I think that if even collation is going to continue, we might be needing some logistics on board again.
Thank you for the great work, and thank you for helping us get the story. And we'll come back to you if there are any further developments. What we want to do now is check with the Electoral Commission headquarters how they plan to handle this. And I'm curious something. Is there anything in the law that guides us when something like that happens? Obviously, the ballots have been destroyed, strewn all over the ground. You can't use it. The EC will have to take a decision what to do. And this, forgive me something, you answer that question whilst we try and deal with this Electoral Commission matter.
What has to happen is we have to know if these ballots are ballots that have not been counted.
True.
If they have been counted and properly recorded, then there will be the Form 8, okay, which would have been already signed.
They've been accounted for.
They've been accounted for, and they would have been signed, endorsed by the party agents. And remember, we had to do a little change to the law, where even if the agent refuses to endorse what they have to endorse, it does not invalidate their vote. It does not invalidate the pink sheet, so to speak, because of the problems we faced in 2012.
Yeah.
Right. So if that has been done, then this will be of no use. But if that has not been done, but I doubt that that would not have been done, because this was at the collation center.
Yeah.
So they moved from, they had been declared already. They had been declared already at the polling centers, polling stations. So they will have the...
Except that if I wanted you to count it again, and at the point where I requested that could be done at the collation center, and they just brought the ballot boxes in there, and they be finally destroyed, my request for you to count again becomes problematic.
Right.
Because you need the original papers to actually count, and that's where the difficulty is.
So when you make the request for the first count, it's done at the polling station for you. If you make a second request, you are likely to have it done at the collation center, and that may pose a problem. If there is that request pending, that may pose a problem.
And guys, I want to highlight something. This is Ahafo Ano North. Remember what I said, that in the Ashanti region, they have what I call the western threat on this side of the geographic area there. And this is one of the areas that is part of that western threat that they were, and NDC has been looking at very keenly in terms of, can we take it back? And I said that NDC was working very hard. And this is the area. This here includes Ahafo Ano North, Ahafo Ano Southwest, Echiman Punia, or this area here are all up for grabs as far as the NDC is concerned.
And if you add it to their brothers in the farm plains, there's something they have in common. These are places with a significant proportion of the population also being settler communities. They are places that they have a tendency to flip. And sometimes the difference, the winning difference even for the NPP is very small. Like, for example, I mean, of course, Suleiman A. Sanid, who was deputy ranking on the local government committee in parliament, is no longer going back to parliament anyway. He's not contesting again. But he won with a little less than 3,000 votes.
Barely.
Yes, because 21,000 as against 19,000. And yes, a little less than 3,000 votes. And 50.7%. That was not necessarily a safe seat. Safe seats don't present this kind of challenge for you. They actually give you a massive enough voting within the space so that you can maneuver. Even if you are losing 2 percentage points, you still stay within a safe zone. But in this case, 50.7, it's quite problematic. But I was expecting, frankly, that the NPP will hold on to
win it.
Yes,
but
hold on to a seat.
But not with the tsunami that is sweeping this year. And remember that I actually said that we're seeing a potential this year in the Ashanti region when the NDC goes home with more than 4 seats. Coming to 2024, they were holding to 4 seats.
And when you combine it with the massive threat of independent candidates, one already winning, that's chipping away the number of seats that the NPP has held very safely in its stronghold.
And just a second though, so you're making a very important point that tonight as we speak in the Ashanti region, the NPP has already lost 1 seat that they were holding from the 2020 election.
A seat which is supposed to be safe. And protected.
Before it lost 1 seat.
And you see, if you juxtapose that with the threat the NPP is faced in the Greater Accra region, when it comes to, and if you go to the Okaikwe Central Constituency,
and the massive differences within when the NDC wins.
What would happen, like I told you, is the situation where absolute majority. Absolute majority. And do not be surprised if, for the first time, you have a party with 2/3 in Ghana's parliament.
Oh, really? And I'll try 2/3.
Yes.
And they can do anything they want.
Yes.
Anything they want.
I don't like the idea of that.
But what did the hung parliament deliver you?
Hold on.
What is going to happen? What is going to happen?
I think there will be a time for us to discuss whether we like or don't like it.
Let's get on the
picture now.
We're not going to be tempted. We're not going to be tempted.
May not be here.
He will be. I'll make sure something comes back. Don't worry. Don't worry. I'll keep this team together. I'll bring him back. But there's a lot to discuss. Look, there's so much to discuss about what we are learning tonight. Everything you thought you knew about elections
is being thrown out of shadow.
It's being shattered. Everything you thought.
Except that there's low voter turnout. The incumbent loses. And that is beginning to...
But we've said that in the past. But not like this.
Not at the pace and with the differences that we are seeing today.
Not like this.
That is why I think that based on what we have seen, I would not be surprised if the Ghanaian electorate begins to do 4-year terms.
Okay, I want to quickly run through a few more results. I want to go to Ashanti. Let's stay in Ashanti region because the fight has happened in this. Let's do Kumewu. Kumewu, of course, the parliamentary candidate there for the NPP won it. 21,464. That is NS Enim against Kwesi Amankwa. But you have to first look at what the performance was the last time before you can say if this is not a problem or it is.
And again, they went through a by-election. That's important to note. They went through a by-election.
Yes. But 76%. That's against the last time when they went to the post-parliamentary level of 51%.
But that was because of an independent candidate.
Yes. And
independent candidate put about 10,000 votes.
And you know the Baswa conversation had happened around this independent candidate.
We can go for the real figures and it will show, for instance.
No, again, 78% in 2016 is a
more likely. More likely. So, but still 76%.
This is a great performance. Yeah, this is a great performance.
Yeah. So this is one of the areas you say yes. But you know, guys, whilst we're doing this across the country, the results are coming in and it looked terrible for the NPP. We were saying that wait for the Ashanti region. Because the Ashanti region can come in.
Yeah, that's instructive.
Can come in and change the narrative. So let's do a bit more granular breakdown of the Ashanti region results where NPP is doing well. Right? Okay, where NPP is winning. To see if they are dropping votes while they win.
Okay. So show us the presidential here.
Let's do the presidential. And this is for the same area here.
Yeah, 2024.
This is presidential. Bawumia wins it by 74%. What did you...
No, please go back to the other number because I saw something around 80%.
Which is the parliamentary.
The presidential trends.
Okay.
Yes, this is the number I was looking at for 80%.
80%.
And 74 is not as very excellent showing when you did 8% previously.
It's dropped it. But more specifically, by how many votes has he dropped it?
So
I put that 23%. 23,000. Yeah, 23,502.
That's against 5,000.
That's against. So he lost some
3,000 votes.
And
NDC gained from 5,000 to 6,800.
It's the story of the morning. Story of the
morning. Yeah. Sorry.
But Kumewu, that's where the by-election gave the NPP 70%. Correct?
70 was it?
Yes.
70%. Okay. So again, I make that point so we begin to analyze it within that context. That when Ashanti region comes in, maybe they can begin to undo the damage, right? But we're saying that at the presidential level, at the presidential level, yes, they are winning, but they are winning limping. from the last election. So that's one. Let's look at Efidiasia Sokore very quickly, and I'll go to Kankwe. Efidiasia Sokore quickly. And that too is Bawumia. Bawumia wins state obviously 72% again. GM is at 25%.
Yes.
But it doesn't tell a story until you pull up the trends.
Okay, so that's also a massive drop. Do you know I was actually looking at 72%? I'm asking myself, why would Nana Frie's constituency, the man who's in charge of the middle belt...
Okay, hold on, gentlemen. There's some developing story here. Angry electorates destroying machines at Collation Center, Kankwe Central. Let's go live now. Let's get the very latest from this. My colleague Shola is with us on this. Shola, what can you tell us? What's happening there? Shola, please unmute for me. Okay, we'll hear Shola pretty shortly because from what I understand, the big Sam kiosk. Shola, I can hear you now. What's happening there? We're struggling to hear, but can we see the visuals? What's happening there? If we have it, let's see. Well, what's the situation there? Because the audio isn't great. There's a lot of noise here in the background, which is understandable. But it'd be good to just get a sense of this as it plays out in the constituency. That's what you have there, and what looks to me like, from what I hear, and these are destroyed ballot boxes in Kankwe Central, and we'll be analyzing Kankwe Central very shortly to give you the sense of why this may be an issue. All over on the floor, and it's instructive considering we are coming from a place in the Ashanti region where similar incidents have happened. You wonder where the EC officers are as we speak when this has happened. But why is this happening? I mean, we're beginning to see this a lot.
Yeah, it's beginning to show as if it's a trend.
Yeah.
That's beginning to happen at the places where these delays have been occasioned.
Yeah.
We can only hope that it's not deliberate, that it's becoming a plan, that if they are delaying to declare the results, then once we know what we know, let's make it impossible for any results to be declared further. This is not good, because this is not the first we're seeing, and we don't want to see more of this anymore. Destruction to property, the ballot boxes, some of them smashed over there. This clearly is not what we want to see, and is beginning to show as though this is the trend.
And it's not done. People are still rampaging.
They're fighting.
But why is the security supposed to be at collation centers? Because that's actually the most protected place within the electoral space.
And we saw the military, who were not supposed to be part of the process in the manner they were. We saw them being at polling stations that were calm. And when they were needed, for example, at Ablekuma, West, they were not there. When they were needed at most of these places, they have not been available. What's going on?
True. Yeah. And people are all over the place.
Yeah. Afano, is that where part of the problems, they stopped the car and overturned it? And destroyed, the windscreens and so on.
Yeah, so on. And thankfully, Shola is back on a better line, and she can give us some context. Shola, I mean, we are watching very disturbing visuals. You witnessed this all unfold. Tell us more, but most importantly, where were the security officials stationed there to ensure that this doesn't happen?
So, Evan, thank you and good morning. So, we are still here at DCPU, the Collation Center for Kankwe Central. And just as the collation was about getting over because we are done and we're putting everything, the results together, a few of the electors came in and they were angry at the outcome of the parliamentary elections. They didn't like the fact that Patrick Bawumia is in the lead, and that was started all of this. The police or the security are actually outside, but they also flee because of how fast everything happened. It happened very fast. Nobody could hold it or had a grip on what was going to happen. The next thing we knew, a lot of electric came in, throwing things up and down, slapping and hitting journalists here and there, throwing tables and chairs and destroying the ballot boxes. So, so far, we've been able to calm things down, but everything is destroyed. The machines are broken, some of them caught fire, and the police is still on it.
I mean, did you say that something caught fire? I mean, explain that again. I mean, I lost you. What was it?
So we are using a projector, and we are using the desktop that is used to collate the results. They've broken it and they caught fire because, I mean, the sockets that are on.
Very sad. All right, Eva. Eva to us to see. There's a security personnel looking now say on to me nyashi, and I mean him say kung fu. Okay, tabudia na chese. Na uji na. I don't know. Say ayo non kwantina. Eba ni say because we normal. This one there, it no be normal na. Okay.
Anybody had been arrested?
Not yet.
Okay, so what's
right now? All the electorates, those who are involved, most of them have run away, and we're just still here, being careful.
Were the ballots counted already?
Yes, please. They were counted already. Everything was done. As I said, all they had to do was mention and then tell us finally, officially, the final verdict. So just before they did that, the people came in upset and riled up, and then that's what started.
Okay, so the collation had been done, and the EC officer was about to announce the results for the parliamentary.
Yes, and then presidential as well.
And the presidential. Shola, thank you very much, and thanks for bringing this to us and staying safe too, and keep safe. Thank you very much, Shola. Samson Winston. This is obviously something we've been talking about, and I want to go to Samson first.
Election material in the way we are seeing. Of course, the damage to property is also criminal.
Right, it was Yanko Unyansu na Yanko Tie near Captain Smart Ewomaya. Memo Bibi Akwawa to SourcetubeTV. So we knew our subscribe and I click the bell notification icon or so. The other time you member live now watching me on time. All right. So you Captain Smart Kakra. Captain, you
was software or you evangelist. You was software or you counselor. And then you was software or so you prophet. It is a wish software. Men software ano na so software so said a phone be do fear be who software kuna was software no. Oh yeah. Can be Mary.
All right. Me ko wan so na ko yes starting governo e wa had say this is the biggest TV station in Ghana, and of course the whole world. Live NDC TV, Odia 95.1. More journey live on Facebook. But I'm calling so na media Benjamin Edu. All the way from Kumasi, Edinkobo. Me, I don't make a match. Ebu Akwaba, Edinburgh, 95.1 Odia TV. Media, media, I'm going there.
Yeah, we have another one also.
Well, I'm actually. I started ready to say.
You be tablet, you must say one just with the baby, baby, I'll be good. What is it? Any supporters are yes, now, Ebana, Equi, Mona, over the cast and then move over bank attack.
Chaba, Yvette, or say, Morgan, if you are the policy, Sammy, how are you doing? Mommy, I hope so. Dear, like what Pomo is saying, right? Okay, I'll say, we shall arrest all those criminals. Fomenting trouble? Yeah, can't the security call for reinforcement? Oh, true, Charlie Clement. That itself, no, they make sense. You know, they make sense to me because. Who security person now butu ballot boxes no na confobi so yeni maybe free kitabodia me nim afi no ba be kanchi kanchi by this time there emfo. All right, so yanko browse through what is happening.
between party agent or operation center or an engineer say or more Ben say party be for one agent but later on.
Hello, Ben. Ben, what's the car? All right. You're trying to connect Ben back on the line. But before say Ben Bebaro, about 7 notable names Enco Parliament beam. 7 notable names. Number 1, Katie Hammond Ewadase Asokwa. Doesn't look too good for him. Yeah, here's Sabeka Ben. And Henry Cote, Minister in charge of Interior and MP for Yawaso Central. It doesn't look too good for him. Peter Amewu and Esla Owusu Ekufo. Ben, not to make a match beam. Good. Trust me, me and Kobo.
See, Jamie, you know, the American said, the Jamie can carry by.
Hello, Ben. All right. So, let's come back to Ben Horn. But 7 notable names, and they are not likely to join the 9th Parliament. Asla Ekufo Owusu, Minister in charge of Communication, might not be going to Parliament again. Andrew Ajapa Mesa, secondly.
Wow, because Enra Ocean here is see your in person is one just say it is so pa. Oh yes. It is your bimu was say Mbani Omokra, so Babe standing as an MP, right? So a good decision. Or mine I take it. Because for Sankrofo we want any papa push. Like Namoje Shegu Abin Enra. Brantibium, Chale, I know they won't go there, sir. Kunga and Ukra to natural.
And that's also quite a very, very shocking results coming in. And no, and as I can say, if you want to know about life, I will be 95.1. And you remember detailed results of that particular constituency and other results to Suswa Eba. But congratulations to Miaminian Kwame A+. Ben, what's the maker? Good. So PJ see your name between one and one and the see go fast and to buy.
The chief NPP agent now obviously understand is the one is the party beyond one agent but from what I know the NDC was 2 agents to volunteer say about 3 black one agent. Jema baby about for some time now. If for some you man over here so say I was going over here Saturday over the year my NDC agent not come and to no free. Amanaka 1 agent here parties na 1 day Ubia or 1 agent na have service to see every Sabra no Kazay it did the Bibia for one easy for Saturday or more yeah yes I say the NGB and no results now the course will make sure that was not the amount yes your money I refer you for only see when share out.
So as it stands now, Beshia South ain't releasing any provisional results.
No, only any certified results. Yeah, after now, since I'm to about we have much out to this now. Almost release results. Yeah, for now.
I see. For any actually by the BBNA, may to Kanye Twaso and Yendi Kobo Ewo Beshia South. But doesn't look too good for the NPP or Beshia South. All right, that is William Benjamin Edu, Ewa Akuma FM in Kumasi, one of the leading producers, Ewa Akuma FM, Ewa Kumasi, and of course, it's about the same Mesha South. There's no provisional result, even though it is looking very good for the NPP, Ewa Mesha South. The seat of the running mate to Dr. Mahmoud Bawumia, Dr. Metropoku Prepre, the former seat, and I will hand you over, a lawyer, and lawyer. Seems to be doing very well, even though a typical traditional seat for the NPP.
The personal lawyer,
yes, the personal lawyer. And Medika Kachos, shockingly, maybe to say Adanse Krufrum say it doesn't look too good for the NPP. It looks like the NDC parliamentary candidate Ohodomono has won the election, and in fact, it's in a very comfortable lead. Ewo Adanse Krufrum. Now, it is more likely said. NDC is going to gain 5 more seats in Ashanti region. And the 4 seats in the whole. Very, very unusual in our body politics from 1996 up to this time around. ABC that.
Let me see that. But I call one so na me Benjamin entry any enkomo. Media we have called here. Benjamin entry here lower west actually. Media we have called here. All right. You better now Yako Benjamin entry one more lower west achim na share results so if you want more provisional results. I have told you say these are provisional results. And these 7 notable names. Yes, sir.
Dom Kwabenya.
Dome Kwabenya.
What do you say? Jamie, magic kawana she. But now I know the name idea, girl. Me kahana me catch us say Ashanti region. Akonyano Apple NPP. If says so 2 politicians for them. Now or signed the Bawumia at the DIO.
Yeah, that's true. And also before the near year analysis be a near year earlier before. A lot of things come to play when it comes to Ashanti region politics.
Sorry, yes.
Yes.
La me suffer.
Mami kwa wan so me come dem say.
Suffer ko fi atakra wi afi.
Oseka.
Osremi.
Nyabo trema no.
Me nyabo trema.
Yes, supposed to.
But still ano, ese e chi no.
Mami kwa wan so mra. Na me nua Kwabena Ebisa ending kobo. Kwabena, bibia e boko there. Hello Kwabena.
No one now.
Kwabena Timeka.
Okay. Me sama.
Kwabena Bisa Timeka.
1K na here the sama.
Kwabena Bisa is joining us live. It was Zoom. Kwabena Timeka. Good. Baby Ojano, I heard what to say. The the provisional result for us this morning.
Oh, JB. So, what's it? JB, what's it?
Beto Kappa, Babitio.
Okay. Say, start here, no. If you saw that's so a war, a coalition center, a Sunyani East Coalition Center. That result counter coalition airport so airport so you say Bibia before every year. But as we speak now, Sunyani East Hanova the center and the largest population. The center as we speak now, police stations now 258. And then out of the 258, as we speak now, I'm waiting a quality 108. Aka 152 police centers on the Sanso Policia. And say to me every year, but say a presidential too far. And the coalition presidential NDP, 11,237. 11,237. GCPP 12. Boom 35. LPG 5. NDP 5. CPP 19. NDC 11,033. APC 17. Kofi Granting 10. George Berima Edu 3. Nana Kwame Bediakon 433. Alan Kojo Trematin 75. Anna rejected ballots 321. Anna total vote cast 23,205. And see parliamentary also around parliamentary now. We see Amir Chairman as it stands now. Results are abano. We see Amir Chairman for NPP. Ekuta 7,966. 7,966. Said Mubarak. Onono. Oye NDC. Onono. Ayakotomono pra afi enoaba. How it mean? We see Amir Chairman. They be saying na nina bury no. So far no the area no 12,132. 12,132. 132. Samson Sampana Arena, and also a PNC, on 59. Anna Ransford entry, and also for independent, also 2,837. And so far, no, yeah, I could see our expect to say, dear Bob 10, and they put it in an idea. If you have so regional collation center na yakoboni na tofa na the results na aba so far so we do be here so there are spirit to so abo mo body pa omo mo by usual to say inside that no nipa enche ni have brain there say woni yamma okwan say oba ha woni tubedi bia o hanomo a there be ma okwan anu aba ele de udu date na no na aka original hanomo a so far the ayo hanomo.
All right, Mamina Sibilia. That's what it did. You call regional collation center out by the
as I'm fired up this morning, but I'll manage myself. Listen.
Yes.
You could do you know. You say fear you do sunyane. We're doing everything humanly possible to get him to come.
Why MP no?
How can MPP parliamentary candidate being 7,000? I saw it coming, but me who are dear me worry say me fa MPs ni na njina edwom na wo mo hwa him for the name say oba na ye last person a oba wini me train obo na MPP for wo sunyane abrante bi ani abre say kokoro no say ono oye communicate ono ye special assistant ma MP na boys bi abegina chiro say Captain Smart we den MPP win the election me hwa akwanenim din no suzumu no akwante say ntatia a ofro no.
There is your reporter bako Benjamin entry ewa komado so ben bibia moko there
don't the pastor ya won pa ewo lower west action boss so sama chete me no cafe ya shafi ya to aba ebesi ene ya sunu bi nko a ye nte bata bi sani aberi baby bata ene to trasem kakra etuwetiti no ya kan sa no so sepe ya hu bibia ya mpe na na bi hu nyina ne pe esa sa bato de eto de bia akoye anibri ko akoye aprepretumi aprepre etumi abetia na so ni nyina ne ya bode sofa na ebetumi agiremu akata in authority say lower west action constituency there yen ti bi boni bia ye and he go yes am kepe na me do ko enra me chinchi ko some police stations the most of the flash points that were ya old police station expected voters are not was an credible voters and also beto aba na 479 na MPP you know parliamentary MPP na 177 NDC na 122 independent candidates your honorable is declared nam mamen sinachi na mechanic MPP honorable Charles Champon ono and the deputy minister of communication and digitalization ono and a representative MPP lower west action and honorable Ori Kwame Frimpong do one born in Samana friend of Darling Boy ono so the representative NDC and I am honorable Gifty Klenam formally na ono na no ye MP lower west action wa na so call ye sambaye anyi ya mo be pray the independent candidate asem na mi kai it is not here to be old police station where Samankete 479 expected voters and our voters are near Shefe Ombabe Tuapa anyway MPP parliamentary honorable Charles Champon in 177 NDC honorable Uri Kwame Frimpong in 122 independent candidates honorable Gifty Klenam in 2 rejected votes 4 presidential old police station Samankete and so the presidential nipa the people to have been 305 na MPP Dr. Mahmoud Bawumia 192 NDC His Excellency former President John Dramani Mahama 102 and New Force Kwame Bediafe on 6 rejected votes. Now also you 5. The third teaching here,
Benjamin.
Yes.
So what we are putting together the constituency in a collation center, and I say provisional results, polling centers in a yes. Can you now move, mommy? Fantastic. Can you now move, mommy? Why?
All the party and 34 now NDC 4 now district police commander, superintendent, now police, heavy police presence were now immigration for and run a Jonah fire service, electricity for they were on standby. And the parents may not captain. 34 inside almost a normal quality result. Normally, but according to information,
Ben, hold on for me. Now, Mr. Swaba, call straight to the Electoral Commission now. You can find the press conference from the Electoral Commission. You can agenda, you can various polling centers, and of course, constituency, you can find results. Commissioner about
to ensure the smooth transmission of results at both the constituency and regional levels. We are grateful for your attention. Thank you.
Thank you, Director of Electoral Services. On this note, the update for this morning comes to an end. I'd like to thank you very much for coming, and we usher you back to the NCC. Thank you very much. Bye.
Every more press conference, no. But I make someone sure say election way coverage. Media house be any assassin so information I want. Not even TV3. But I'm catching. As it stands to now, say ya me no kase. Say ya me kwanyo smart me no kase. Ya wo 40,976 polling stations. What I'm saying, information are easy. The media houses ni na no. Ko check it. The total number of polling stations I want the mind. The go actually no. Na indru the total number.
No, but the EC is becoming lazy.
No, what a train. Remember what fire? Kawan winyan share train. 40,976 polling stations. Say ya me no ka say yen ye wo 38,858 and polling stations are coming in Bawumia. He will still lose these elections. Me, I haven't called the elections. About 10 no make sure they make. But polling stations start coming in Dr. Muhammadu Bawumia kura say Mahama nye zero, Obiya nye zero. Yet na mana still Bawumia will lose the elections. John Mahama will lead Bawumia. Troto, say no we throw 148 in the tour. Throw we to. John Mahama will lead Bawumia between 1 million and 1.4 million votes.
General, there's chaos somewhere. Mame call at the power of na mene ni nkomo no chere baby owo na esema esi wo homo. At the power to make good.
So what actually
at the power to make good. If I now what there we are told to say Ntawanta will be esi wo baby awo no. Exactly what is going on there?
Yo, JB, me da se pa ma wachi na me ma ya hwefo e de yetiefo enfo bunrem e wo abrekuma not ahanom na obesi collation center na e so odoko e Methodist church no eye St. Peter's Society da kuman odoko honom ene wo na enra na nka wosenka bibia mfi ase na nso enye ma esi e wo kwashima school no e ma.
All right, so at the power to make okay. Getting back to Adepa. Telecos, MTN, Vodafone, please. Say, tell us a little day. Muja is asking for you.
Abino and Timmy. Abino the word to me, Ubia abandoning. Abino Kevin, say, I no say 40,976 polling stations, no. Yenya 38,861. Easy, I was information way.
Why didn't they release it?
They can't. Ahafo. Mami fan chasing fi ahafo.
Before some call half no, Adepa Siaba.
All right.
Mami Adepa area. Adepa Timeka.
Yeah, JB.
Good. Position who you na your name kobo. Exactly what is happening?
Yo, it's a question there was a matter this for Emaya Sum, no Musmonia Copo. The same place now, so LA collation center, Ewa Hanuma, or more kind of. As they would say, and I'm telling them for now, don't pay much of Mechia, of the go up and I will share Madame.
Very serious. Collation center, no one anyway.
Better the Sinyami area in the Juma. Better the Sinyami area in the Juma.
NDC, Jabby, what do you mean?
Yes, Metro Cassis, I am going.
Jabby, what do you mean? Jabby.
Yes, Metro Kaya Casa. Meet you.
Yo, until don't remember, yeah, big gates in the theater. I saw for them, Rana Messum Yankopoma. I don't mind a wild continent for no money, never trip ready. Ababa, I saw them when in City, I say. I saw him money to me now. Akubenya and Remo who be a chiano. That's not when you know me. This Sunday morning, she say, also for no any leaders bear me and Savior to me, I saw them mono. And I church members bear me and son. Or mono match at your mobile keyboard. I want to sound no element. Now to say, I saw for the betting me and your crying. I was my money and then acquire what you be. That's now, collation center now make us say, yeah, the same blessing I saw them. Almost so air counting, yes, I say, I'm 13 times, no match at it. It's as a person say, oh, be a they don't know, you ever see they happening in our home. Or mobile or mobile testimony, no, now to me, kind of abano, ever inside. Or my head, the abano, if you saw the inside call, a young walking back where what I'm on sign is for. Now, so that's true, they didn't know our home. And no, and I might be about one year.
Hey, Adepa. All right. Now, even we.
Funny says, or so for no, FSA police, so Edia from Ebeba, you should be now on Tion to say, Obana or Shadinwa, or Sabia.
They said that they are sorry, number. So, yeah, the thing is funny. They said, then I'm sorry, no, Mugemupa, and yeah, they are sorry, Nebebaso, because all be a collation center. And a movie, it was Ubia Bass on the one ahead, we mistake out theatre. Because Basa, your air coso. You're fine. What you say? Easily, because I'm going to take a cry.
Anti-agents forced the returning officer to declare the parliamentary results without collation. We call on both our permanent and temporary staff not to come under any pressure that will lead to the violation of our rules. Results produced without due process will not be recognized by the Commission. It is important to note that votes for each candidate have already been counted and announced at the polling stations and therefore will be collated based on the pink sheets that have already been given to the political parties. There is therefore no need for supporters to go to the collation centers as the political parties already have copies of the pink sheets. This infiltration of supporters into the collation centers is delaying the collation process. We therefore entreat all supporters who have thronged the collation centers to leave to enable the returning officers to collate the results from the polling stations. We trust that the leadership of the political parties will advise them to do so. Thank you. At this point, we are not taking questions. I would like to thank you very much for staying with us throughout the day, the night, and to this morning. Shall we go back to the collation center? Thank you.
All right. Obi said, is Agra going to church today?
And by the way, that day is the EC press conference. Raymond is coming into shot now. As you can see, that day is the EC press conference, addressing a lot of things across the country. Key thing we said is the point that they made about the fact that the results have already been declared in some of the areas, announced actually, and which led to the chaos. And so it doesn't really affect the outcome.
But still, the people ought to be identified, arrested, and prosecuted.
Okay.
To send a signal that you can't destroy property, cannot do the level of, it might not be interference because it's over, you can't destroy property and go into the future so that others don't repeat it. Because we thought we had put these things behind us. I have seen way too many of these needless things of the past cropping up in today's elections.
Bisi asori ni die mu gamu pa. Ena mbimu so aba, mbimu aba asori o. Mama. Share asori ni bondi eji se na die omo postpone dey. Ba emfa. Oh, omo ntu omo adwene mu.
Tom say agobre o. Mo mra ko. Na ye nyina ye pekun bie. Omo start jubilate omo tutu pa da nyina o. Esa some people say e rapna e na di bini no mu. Me bu aba. But so me ma kwan na e ya so for le rem aba be ya so ni dey. Akwai gwachi bi at the same time we dey na keyboard no mobile counting akwai bi dey on.
All right, Adepa, for any day actually na me na wase. It is sorry man, yes I was sorry them ho. Adepa to me can say sorry man, no yes say. I'm going to suffer, no yes say. Okay, what yes say.
Get me baby am.
Sorry man, no more sorry them what to see ano. E ka suffer no what do yes say.
Asori mani die do na komo ba ebi mo me din kere mo ma basabi omo wa abontini so ma dress am so me asori manu o ma kokura ka cho mo say asori ko mo nya ma bie omo ko tie e na nsem ne nya ma e ko so abontino nti aha asori mani kakra so for so aha ne kakra o ko ja ko pizza na se ko be kasa ye wan ne se wati pom wa ba abontin be je se nka obetumi ne church members no aka sana wa convention mo kakra bat no na so be chikwa akwa wa sha akena ba kwa tumi rema oko we akena ya ma church member ba ko kwa vita na palo rema je ko inside nti na so ni de se be baso se maso emra ni nkra be ne be chi na se county ni betumi akoto was wiem na bibia tuto ye no so e ya se foforo je.
But as it stands now, Monya is the provisional result from Baby Awodo. As it stands now, Monya is the provisional results from Baby Awodo.
But your baby mention
Baby Sasa, Otimeka. Good. Baby Sasa, as it stands now, Monya is the provisional results. Ewo, horrible.
Presidential na no masha tie abubo bia fine na kakra na mabubo no enye do have besan say police station 281 and also mention on kan tie enye do have but dey abubo so no ni nyina ya dia NDC and edika ya omo na read kan na NPP to aso anso na chedan so eframa and so ebi so put me ko be to say police number bia 501 na NPP ekra 24 NDC April 40 won oko aye center 2 na 502 na NDC April 50 NPP April 40 won Cheda April 3 na ebo onta boom April ba kunti we ne kakra yensa akaba after now ne de yɛntumi kwan kan presidential wie ni akɔ parliamentary sunti ɛna dɔm ya bɔ dɔm pim egu yɛ akyi ɛwɔ ha ansɛ wɔahwɛ a ɔbɔ bɛtumi nya kwa awura asɔre ha ɛna wote ɔmo nka
Asi, I hope I can say people assembly. Yes.
Yenda the past.
Omona.
Afi yen starting call a resource there work on him. And David.
Yeah.
Now how many votes in the BT Bahama? 1 million.
Yes, almost 1 million 2016.
Mahama Bebroso 1 million. Medical catch us all between 1 million, between 1 and 4 million. A catch.
Yes.
So it can be 1.1, 1.2, 1.3, 1.4. And there is nothing the NPP can do about this. Look, Nanado is still sleeping.
Yeah, Rebecca, I said last time, a catch us said NPP in Ashanti region in more than 65%.
Okay. Share 8 na Mahama Nyaye no. Eno de me huhu hwe sofo owusu bempa. He's the only sofo Ghana ha ohu number 8 for Mahama. Minim ebia obi hui be no de minim.
Yeah, sure.
But sofo odi kan hu 8 again na sofo owusu bempa sro so be reach out to Mahama. Na abrante bia ya na okọ ne ho a no osusisa branche ne ye obey NDC kakra and no catch the sa branche so for usu bempa etia opa on frɛ no kasa asema make me boa and no catch say onko catch Mahama say abade de ohu so ba wini ana say Bawumia ba wini na emom say oyi number 8 dia
obefam
Assembly Captain Smart. As what so for Usuben Pakano. Assembly Captain Smart. Aka ewo TV so no ene bebem. What him say NDC for air kono pe number 1.
Oberi poto.
Ena betina ha ka kire say nipa bi obeyi 1 no.
Oberi
poto.
Oberi poto.
Mini guru netina ha.
Yeah, be kai pa.
Na be ka kire so kwa ma onyi 1. If say nipa bi obeyi 1. Ewa afia bato mu akanie mu no obere poto and okoyi number 8 now I'm chewa there and NDC for press conference on kaso meye no 8
yes
821
22 almost
but it's still within the 8
yeah sure
say ahafo 836 polling stations say I mean okay say 836 polling stations no. The yen saka ye 804.
Okay.
804 no. John Dramani Mahama elidi ewa hafo.
I see.
Now or the 122,598 and Dr. Mamadou Bawumia won 109,069 votes.
Okay.
What wa akani nyina come we na de lebomu a
others no
5,234 votes na polling stations na aka ewa hafuni nyina wodi ni na obi anye 0 now the Bawumia he can still not beat John Dramani Mahama. It's NPP elusu hafo.
All right. Nti mama nye fast am nko commander Imano so ahonobo. Na me ne ni komo nyabutre. Oyo authority nti nyabutre. Okuta figures na. Imano so wa timeka.
Me carry am afun.
Imano so wa otimeka.
Emi mete onka.
Fantastic. Me dim say wa bremu yi pa. Fitted you na utumi and now tell me, and then there cost so baby aworo.
David, me now I say, and of baby I want a also constitution. Our Western operating Taha. Na yato abawie emra anyway asatne intimi enye collation. Ni nyina ne se eniema ba kubi what the police say Antioch and when you see that problem,
ama omuntimi anye collation anopai ana entiape aye aduma pero ka say collation atate collation center awu daboso pero ka say ya say wo presidential mo quality results no and the shefe yebenya empanyifo ni bia omudi parties awodo nanim no matter the entia ama asat now yisi entimi quality results esa say oba working operation emia bebre quality results ama me primary body results kra aba bontenenso da boso de omutimi quality results because of that you need to debi ama tension I will double so high. Say, me camera, and I said, watch the Ecoswa. Baby, a double so magistrate court. A police for and a bamboo for and a Adi Hapa, Nina, and said, or more time, Ama, as you get at me.
Okay, so
I don't know if you have crowd, or higher papa.
So how to make her?
You say, this is a year, dear beer. And it's your own time. All
right. You want to hold on for me now. Me call the NDC headquarters now. Okay.
NDC headquarters no. As it stands now.
Yes.
From the 40,976 polling stations no. Yet here you were 38,888.
More than half.
Don't forget say 8 need play with her. John Dramani Mahama. Abana ya tudi na de correct na. Isifu akaino when you 6,284,836. I am repeating. John Dramani Mahama of the NDC, out of the 40,976, no say I had 38,890. John Mahama Enya 6,285,030 votes.
Okay.
Representing 56.33%. And I say Dr. Bawumia of the NPP. Enya 4,613,860, representing 41.35%. Police stations are na Obianya zero. Now the Bawumia, he can still win this elections.
Why,
NDC?
We are called the headquarters of
victory. And in fact, the provisional figures we are seeing from our internal collation show that this landslide, this overwhelming, resounding victory given the NDC in both the presidential and parliamentary election is unprecedented in the history of Ghana as far as this fourth republic dispensation is concerned. That is taking out the 1992 elections won by Flight Lieutenant Jerry Joe Rawlings of blessed memory, our founder. And so, ladies and gentlemen, we want to update you because clearly we are all experiencing significant delays on the part of the Electoral Commission relative to the collation of results at the constituency level and the declaration of parliamentary results at the constituency level. And as part of our quest to promote transparency in this electoral process, right from the start to the end, we deem it necessary to update the nation now on the provisional results we have so far collated as a political party. And so if you look behind me, you will see 8 screens. And on these 8 screens, you will see a summary of our collated results for the presidential election. And from the screen, if you look at the far left, my far left corner, you will see that so far of the results that have been collated, the National Democratic Congress has garnered, even before I get there, you look at the far left corner, the bottom part, and you will see that out of the 40,976 polling stations, 40,976 polling stations, we have received results from our agents covering 38,896 polling stations. And these are results backed by pink sheets. We have pink sheets from our agents in 38,896 polling stations out of 40,976 polling stations in Ghana. The total valid votes involved in these 38,897 polling stations are 11,159,430. The total rejected ballots that we have recorded is 228,443. And if you look at the results summary between the two main contenders, the presidential candidates for the NDC and the presidential candidate for the New Patriotic Party, you can see that John Dramani Mahama has garnered, per our internally collated provisional results, 6,286,600 votes, which is equivalent to 56.33%, whilst the failed presidential aspirant of the NPP, Alhaji Mahamudu Bawumia, has managed to garner a paltry 4,614,606, representing 41.35%. And let me emphasize that we have pink sheets to buttress this. And so it is very clear that the people of this country have voted for change. And this is not just a vote for change. It is an extraordinary vote for change. It is a historic event that has happened in our country. And we are grateful to the people of Ghana. What we want at this stage is for the Electoral Commission to fast track the collation process at the constituency collation level, because we see evidence of deliberate delay on the part of some, not all, some EC officials at the collation, at the constituency collation level. And I'm going to give you further and better particulars to that effect. Now, aside this, we also have provisional results for the parliamentary elections across the length and breadth of Ghana. And the trend is not any different from the overwhelming presidential mandate that the great National Democratic Congress has been given by the people of Ghana. We have it on authority that in the Upper East region, out of the 15 constituencies, the NDC has won 15 over 15, 100%. We can also tell you on authority that in the Upper West region, out of the 11 constituencies, the NDC has won 100%, 11 over 11. We can tell you on authority that in the northern region of Ghana, based on our internally collated results, provisional, the NDC has won 11 out of the 18 constituencies. We can also tell you on authority that in the Savannah region, the home region of our presidential candidate and the president-elect of the Republic of Ghana, the NDC has won 6 out of the 7 constituencies there. I'll come back and explain to you, some concerns we have with that one constituency, Damango. Then, in the northeast region, the home region of the failed presidential candidates of the NPP, Alhaji Mahamudu Bawumia, I can tell you that from our internally collated results or provisional results, we have won 3 out of the 6 constituencies, and that is Yonyo, Tripone, and Bukubu. For Savannah, Yape, Bole, Sola, Salaga South, Salaga North, Daboya have all been won by us. There is a challenge with Damango, which we are trying to rectify. For Upper West is 11 over 11, so I need not mention the constituencies. Upper East is 15 over 15, I need not mention the constituencies. I'll share with you the 11 constituencies in the northern region, which we have won convincingly. And in fact, we won, there is one seat that went to an independent candidate at Willency, and that is an NDC member. If you add that, that will be 12. But officially, what we have won, the number of seats we have won per the provisional results, we have collated internally 11 constituencies, and these 11 constituencies are Tamale North, Sagnerigu, Kumbungu, Tamale South, Mion, Sabuba, Tamale Central, Zabzugu, Tatale, Nanton, and Yendi. Of course, Willensi has been won by an NDC person who ran as an independent candidate. Now in the Bunu East region, the home region of the incoming First Lady of Ghana, I can tell you on authority that out of the 11 constituencies, we have won 10 out of the 11. And the only one that we didn't win is Techiman South, but all others, so I need not mention them, we've won. I can also tell you that in the Bono region, the home region of the national chairman of the great NDC, and should I say the national communications officer, out of the 12 constituencies, the NDC has won 11 over 12. We have won in constituencies that the NDC has never won since the 1992 elections. And it is unimaginable, unbelievable, incredible that even some of us struggle to believe the scale of the victory that God has graced us with and the people of this country, have given us. Then in the Ahafo region, out of the 6 constituencies, I can tell you on authority that we have won 5 out of the 6. The only one that it appears we didn't win is Tano North. Then in the Ashanti region, the stronghold, the so-called stronghold of the NPP, which I dare say has been turned into a swing region on the basis of the outcome of this year's election. In Ashanti region, so far, we've won 7 constituencies without any dispute. We've won 7. We've added 3 to the 4 we had already, and these 3 have already been declared by the EC. In total, we've not won 7. This is what the internally collated results we have shows that we have won for now. But there are 3 constituencies in contention, which we believe we have won. And those constituencies are the Mankanso area, Obuasi East, and then Tepa. So these 3 constituencies, there are serious contentions there that I'll be speaking to. And we believe that if you add that, we should be around somewhere 10 or so. So, but the ones that there are no disputes about, we've not had any challenges with, have to do with 7 out of the 47. And we are still following keenly the 3 other constituencies in contention relative to the parliamentary results. For the Eastern region, the home region of the failed, despotic, tyrant, Nana Addo Dankwa Akufo-Addo, the NDC in the presidential election is hovering around 47%. And in the parliamentary election, out of the 33 constituencies, the NDC has won 10. Another independent candidate who ran on the ticket of the NDC has won 1. And the 10 we have won in the Eastern region are in Sawama Duadri, the constituency of the minority chief whip. The arrogant minority chief whip. Anodon Pre. Upper West Achim, which is Adeso, the capital. Lower West Achim, Asamankese, Abri, Fantiakwa North, Aswijaman, Payosikanashe. Lower Menya Krobo, Upper Menya Krobo, Yellow Krobo, and Afram Plains South constituency. We won Afram Plains North, but it was an independent candidate from the NDC who won that. In the Greater Accra region, the capital of Ghana, out of the 34 constituencies, per our internally collated provisional results, we can tell you that we've won 30 out of the 34. We've won Adan, we've won Sege, we've won Libo Pram Pram, we've won Po Katamanso, Shai Osudoku, Ashaman, Tema East, Tema West, Kruwol, Lejokuku, Ladadi Kutupon, Krote Kole, Odododio, Ablikuma South, Ablikuma Central, Ablikuma West has been declared. Osla is a goner. Amasaman, Adenta, Madina, Ayawaso North, Ayawaso West Wogon, Ayawaso East, Domia Brobum, Okaikwe North, Okaikwe South, Ayawaso Central.
Yes, good enough.
Domikwa Benya, Domikwa Benya. And I'm just receiving confirmation that we have won Botiano English and Mount Floma. Now we've won. There are a few others in contention that we are still battling it out with the NPP and the Electoral Commission, and I'm going to speak about that. But if for nothing at all, we know that Ayawaso Central and Ablikuma West have been declared by the Electoral Commission. We've won that without any question. In the voter region, the World Bank, the proud World Bank of the great NDC, there are 18 constituencies. One mistakenly went to a man called Peter Miwu in 2020. Now that constituency, the whole constituency, has come back home to the NDC. And I can tell you that we've won 18 over 18. In the OT region, out of the 9 constituencies, the NDC has won 9 over 9. 100%. In the central region, the home region of our mother and the incoming first female vice president of the Republic of Ghana. The region which also happens to be the home region of the current majority leader of parliament, Dr. Kisi Latofosen. I can tell you that out of the 23 constituencies, we have won 18. And in the western region, I can tell you that in the western region, which is a swing region, just like the central region, out of the 17 constituencies, the NDC has so far won convincingly, based on our internally collated provisional results, 15 out of the 17. The only ones that we didn't win from the results we have are Takrade and Ifia. In the Western North constituency, which has 9, Western North region, which has 9 constituencies, I can tell you on authority that we have won 8 out of the 9. The only one we did not win is Swaman. BBNE has been won by the NDC. And so if you do a brief summary of the tentative provisional results we have collated, so far, even if you take out the contentious ones, the NDC is hovering around 185 out of the 276. And as you saw from the results we showed you, the presidential results, we are hovering around 56%. And for your information, in nominal terms, the difference between John Mahama and Alhaji Bawumia is over 1.5 million votes, and that number is bigger than the population of about 5 countries that I know. So we are not talking about an ordinary victory here. That is why I said this is an emphatic, resounding, overwhelming, historic and unprecedented victory that the NDC has struck. If you take out 92, and I don't even count 92 because of all the challenges we had with that first. All right. So I'm even hearing that some of the constituencies that we had issues with, we are working on them. Techiman South, we are working, and other constituencies. I'm just talking about the ones that are not in dispute. And it is very clear that by the close of day, we would have resolved all the other ones with disputes, and this number is likely to go up. Now, ladies and gentlemen, the most worrying issue for us at the moment has to do with the attitude of some criminally minded EC officials in some of the constituencies. Not all of them. Some have been very professional and they have done their work dutifully. but others are deliberately delaying the collation of resource at various constituency collation centers. That is escalating tensions and leading to violence. In some places, our supporters have been shot at, some have been murdered. Already you know that in Tolon, a supporter of the NDC has been murdered by thugs of the NPP under the instructions of the PC for the NPP there, Habib. We had the same incident at Kaswa, Awutu Senior East constituency. One supporter murdered, another seriously injured. By the way, that gangster woman is out of parliament. She's a goner, she's lost. Hawa Kumse. And the day of accountability and recording is coming for her. But aside these sad events we have recorded, only last night at Mankranso will be what? Ahafuano Southwest. Ahafuano Southwest constituency, ladies and gentlemen. From the collation we did internally, we knew that we had won the constituency, but we had to go to the designated constituency collation center to go through the collation process, the official collation process with the EC. When we went there, there was a dispute about one polling station resource, which our polling agents had objected to at the polling station level, which had to do with overvoting of about 3 overvoting. And our agents were of the opinion that that case of overvoting also existed in other polling stations. So, so at Mankranso, there was overvoting in connection with one polling station, and the votes involved were about 3 more. And we had cause to also believe that the results from other polling stations also had the same irregularity of overvoting. So a protest was made. Now, as we were thrashing that out with the Electoral Commission, we saw some EC officials coming to the collation center with a ballot box. And so our people resisted. They took the ballot box, and when they opened, the ballot box was full of ballot papers, and all of them had been thumb-printed for Alhaji Bawumia. And so they destroyed the ballot box. And so in the heat of the moment, in the midst of that pandemonium, the EC officials called the military to come in. When the military got there, the reasonable thing they ought to have done, because none of those supporters were holding any offensive weapon, and they could have simply engaged them to restore calm and order to the place. But they just got there and fired at the people, and they murdered, one person at the spot and injured over 4 people at Mankranso. That is what has happened there.
I know, don't worry,
All right, so that is Mankranso. Please, let me just put out this information. It is very, very important, ladies and gentlemen. I'm also receiving the final internally collated provisional resource for the Techiman South constituency in Bunu East. And contrary to the earlier indication we had, it is very clear that the NDC has also won the Techiman South. So overall for Bunu East, we won 11/11. 11/11. That is the indication we have for Bunu East. So the earlier communication from the regional secretariat has been amended. I told you that there were some contentious issues over there, but they've been rectified, and we have our pink sheets, and from our pink sheets we have won. And so it is now left for the Electoral Commission to do the needful. Thank you. So the challenges we are having has to do with number 1, Mankranso. The same thing has also happened at Tepa, where from our internally collated resource, we won the election. We went to the constituency collation center for the collation. All pink sheets were present, were there at the center. Yet the EC official was pussyfooting, dragging her feet, refusing to commence the collation. Our people, led by the parliamentary candidate for the NDC, pressed on her to commence the collation. She still refused without giving any reason, because she had the full complement of all pink sheets. And we didn't understand why she had to delay the collation process. Ladies and gentlemen, one of our agents decided to go behind the collation center to go and urinate. And when he went, he saw that a pink sheet, which is the main EC copy, had been torn into pieces, folded and thrown into the bush. So he took it and saw that, no, this is the EC's copy for a particular polling station. Why has it been destroyed and thrown into the bush? So he brought it in, and it led to some, exchanges, verbal exchanges between our people and them, because clearly this was an EC official who wanted to create the grounds for the delay in the collation by destroying a pink sheet from a polling station. So we protested, and our people decided that once they have done that, we are not going to allow any EC official to come to the collation center with any new pink sheets, because that is their game plan. They have a lot of ballot papers, and by the way, this is the only election in the history of Ghana since '92 that we have seen printed ballot papers and pink sheets flying all over. We've never seen this in the history of Ghana. So they have it in ballot boxes with seals from the Electoral Commission, ready for ballot box swapping, pink sheet swapping, and so on. But thanks to the vigilance of our polling station agents, observers, and supporters, we have been able to block this evil plot of the NPP. And so, because our supporters decided to prevent EC officials from going to the collation center with new pink sheets, which obviously were concocted and fabricated, they called in soldiers. Soldiers got there and started shooting indiscriminately. Thankfully for them, nobody got injured, nobody got murdered, but they scattered the place and destroyed all the ballot papers and all the electoral materials. So that is the challenge we are having there. And we are having a similar challenge with collation in Obuasi East as well. The NPP is refusing to allow the collation, to take place. So that is what is happening in Ashanti region. In Wenchi, I don't know the situation now, but before I came to address you, the brief we had was that everything is ready. The results, all the pink sheets are ready. The EC official responsible for the collation is dragging her feet, refusing to do the collation. And that is escalating tensions in the area. If you go to, even here in Greater Accra, I spoke about Ayawaso Central, which has now been declared, we thank God. But Okaikwe Central and Tema Central, there are serious security issues because of these deliberate, this deliberate delay of collation in certain critical constituencies that the NPP believes the NDC has won. And in most of the constituencies, the NPP agents are nowhere to be found. For example, in some of the Bunu constituencies we have won, they are nowhere to be found to sign the results as collated. And EC officials are saying we are waiting for them. We want to tell the Electoral Commission that if the NPP will not come and sign, declare the results. It is not by force that polling agents sign. If they are not there to sign, at the end of collation, declare the results. And spare the nation the tension you have plunged us into. And Alhaji Bawumia, for God's sake, you are an Alhaji. You call yourself Dr. Digital. So I'm sure that by now, through your many digital applications, you have collated your results. You know you have lost. Please, call your senior brother, His Excellency John Dramani Mahama, concede defeat and congratulate him. And save this nation the unnecessary tension that you and your goons have plunged us into. Enough of the killings, enough of the violence. Ours is a democracy governed by the rule of law. The will of the people expressed at the polls is supreme and must stand. Be a Democrat and respect the will of the people. Leading figures of your party have already considered defeat. Richard Ayagba has considered defeat. Even the defectees from the NDC who came to support your cause have considered defeat, like Alote Jacobs, all of them. What are you waiting for? Ghana is the only country we have. So please, do the needful, concede defeat, and call your supporters to order. And IGP Dampare will continue to commend you and the Election Security Task Force for the yeoman's job you have done. But your job is not done because we are nowhere near the conclusion of the electoral process. Your work is being undermined by certain elements in the New Patriotic Party and their collaborators in the military. What we are seeing at constituency collation centers is not what the IGP promised us, and it is not what the CDS promised us. And we know that they are not a party to what is happening. But only they can stop the nonsense going on. And they have to put their foot down. They have a choice to make. You choose between the NPP and the Constitution of Ghana. Choose between the outgoing government and the supreme sovereign people of Ghana. Your fidelity is to the Constitution of Ghana and not the NPP. They have lost. Nothing can save them. They can't kill all the people in Ghana. There is no way you can overturn this result through violence. There is no way. So, if they will not do the needful by conceding defeat, we want you to put your foot down and stop the nefarious activities of these MPP thugs who have been clothed in military.
All right, Sami Jemfi, I don't know. Sami Sokasane ya tete. Sami Edase. Bama min kancho easy. Delay na mu delay no. Obiye ni wo betimi atene he down. I mean can say we nchirem. Me can the same thing. Echre Charlotte say na meti angel. Kachan Sante Charlotte who delay untimi nya ho hwe. I am saying say easy a delay no intentional. But untimi nya ho hwe. If you say Yento ababia wa Ghana apart from 1992 at NDC and when all the polling stations are Obama Campada. Take this history from me. 1992 NDC JJ Rawlings and when all the polling stations are Obama Company. 1996 Kufon in the chain. 2000 Kufon winning the year. And I've told you. So this year elections, no, 1996 and 2000, and a play of. I mean, show what Davy. First one, Janibia and Ebisano. T say, Penebi will MPP in front of the phone, fresh soldier, for the soldier, for Timian could catch and say, stop that rubbish, cut the call. Otherwise, I'll record you and put it out there. And just I didn't do it. Soldier for the job. It will be about why you say Sabia Brusabian, Rubejim Krumano. Oh, case. Oh, case. Now, Burma Camp, Presidential Air Force Primary, Air Force. This is the polling station. 1996, Kufo Lusui. 2000, Kufo Lusui. First round, second round, Kufo Lusui. 2004, Kufo Lusui. 2008, first round and second round, Prof. Samuels Lucy. 2012, John Mahama Lucy. 2016, John Mahama Lucy. 2020, John Mahama Lucy, Air Force Primary. But 2024, TA. Dr. Bawumia, 155. John Mahama, 367. Air Force Primary. Soldier for moyere no mba no mukru no mpena for no one kasa na to aba no ho. Air Force Primary. Dr. Mahmoud Bawumia 155. John Mahama 367. Alan Martin 2. Kofi Kurante 1. Cheddar 9. CPP 1. Rejected ballot to Kurano. And also chair. Any Alan Kofi Kurante. Any CPP. Yanko. Junior ranks mess. NDC winning junior ranks mess da apart from 1992. Afeti Dr. Bawumia 72. Joe Mahama 160. Cheddar 3. Mwakan 0. Afeyenko Amenity Center. So Jafon catch was amenity near my NPP enya 76. John Mahama unya 209. Yanko Burma Hall. The almighty Burma Hall. See results no. Dr. Bawumia 304. John Mahama 701. Arakan Daycare.
Madano. Oye, Bema could be there.
So that for the end, the academy more. But when I remember 5 BN Cookhouse polling station, polling center. Dr. Mahmoud Bawumia 67. John Mahama 129. Raki. But media a catch now say medical crash as a fever say polling stations now carrying and the Dr. Mahmoud Bawumia who are poll to me when elections no. Mayor Faber was soon in Adebia catch us 7 January as well John Mahama ina 7 January say Koswe Mahama ina then the baby adre almost say ye dear bro. Another bread. And some adwojiri. So we hear TV a hermenim. We are say oba we share obia your friend Kodwe Yirin Chikumeni Asemi. And the bro for the Captain Smart I so. If India grow biom, one you careful, you can never become MP again in your life. Mekuduka, Shemeni ase. Ukabia na di operation UE 2125 and one who votes near the mouth. Shemeni, one you careful, won't be the MP in your life. Say, yeah, throw be Mamma Modi, yeah, maybe the can't catch the ones as a major fever. Now, I want to tell you, sir, my catch now. Mr. Mahama, you be 40,976 polling stations in Nano. Obe BT, Dr. Mahmoud Bawumia, far above 1 million votes. The catch there when ra say ye two about Ghana had any papa one any kwatwaba and a crada, ye careful. 2016 they will be another Yakufado crada. The catch there. Ena enra na ye John Dramani Mahama crada. President Kufona nyane krada na ye to abanti o ahemfo bi dimirika e ko ne papa nna so. E ka kire mo. And then John Dramani Mahama na ye ne krada. Ena o musa dimirika e ko ne papa nna so. Na NPP phone call ma come and tell me here. Look, me NPP di bia nya basabasa. Kan come to yem. Na CSS isi kase nipa over 18 million. Ena watchro wundi a obeto aba afi. As it stands now, 40,976 polling stations, you know. Mikuta 38,962. Listen to me well. Over 11 million people vote. Naba. It's more be a country say voter turnout alone for fun trouble. Ashanti region Kotoaba Tutia NPP for the very first time. Na me catch there was say NDC.
Bushia, Mia Minia, B Scout, and an apprentice. Mamma say, when it comes to MPP, dear own MPP, one crowd. B Scout and an apprentice, Edina Kuma, just any platform, the PPR, ETA, MPP, party, HET. And then, on no B Scout and an apprentice, I confirm, say, Munjais are false hope, no, MPP for ye lose. Munyai, Yamoki Canana, Niamokani, Emfa. Iti ye ko tie mi nya biscuit na pepe na
obi pian sefro ana ofro ye ukodu duanum kom wo na wo se se nipa kro na yiti before edi se nipa kro wo si fom bie mu a ana obe kire ebi na ato ye mo mi yankon ne yankon tenase ne yehye party ye because NPP party no party kese party kesi NDC so ya party kesi ano ma hye o monoma
ai biska
ane no ma ba bitie
bia be fan
why kan kure we NPP ni a je wonfun so tum we ya faili ne frɛ wo nyonko nya NDC ni ne bona ba so o ma konkoden NDC fo konkoden ono konkoden di tumi no kure ba ko NDC ni bia ayade NDC ni bia from omo from ekosi wo penny for so
accept it
na ayade Kevin Taylor me nuano no wa bone ho moden abante na fighting what you see na me twa what you see na me twa that's still abante na abone ho moden
agra na de onje tuwo
and you treat no wa bone ho moden what you see na me twa
agra na o twitwi Bawumia
ye di nkugui Obana baso say minya why ade money yo
eno ano no enye physical
money yo sana ade ne tie ebuka wosimu a na wakwa echi no akwa hye no mai o ma to abade eti haye ye tumufu amuntie o ma to abade eti haye ye tumufu amuntie
eno ano biscuit otu obufu
ebi ana to ye de bia ye ka asem de kiremu a muntie ebane sen asante mantem
na mo habis
ya to abadiama NPP for many years na sebi mo pamo kwase ya no obo fichire ana mo beche no ye mu bi ye ya fa mu de se ebebo ama ye nuanom anka omo hu ye mo bo campaign na ye ni nyina no na ye se ne be ye nuanom ebe hu ye mo bo because ni se enoma dodo na ankoso enoma dodo na no kure ba ko mamboa eye asante mantem mu feli wo eye asante mantem mu feli wo mo anu mo twia ye ka ye o man koto aba no asante mantem anto aba no because o hwe eye asante region na me fe Kumasi because Kumasi
this can senu agada de ojitum you agada na wo so be ko back to Skagari
ka baby ti se Swami ye bo NPP ebia police station baako Swami ye bo NPP 600 and something no na ke bia bo NDC 11 aka baby wo ye bo NPP 800 something no na ye bo NDC 20 but ene oko police station bia wo Swami a ye bo NPP 285 near NDC 120
say Bawumia we near
yabo NDC 200 and something near N8 yabo NPP 200 and something near NDC 100 and something close margin gap no na isha mo se bi o moto abadema NDC mo se bi asante mantem omoto aba edema ye NDC omo nso o man kwankoto no so ene sa doso yen nkofo I was on Koto Bamayan, or Man Pankoto.
Oh, yeah, NPP.
And NDC for me convince woman. Obi the same year, me Kevin Taylor, or to me convince woman, a branch and up on home day, or convince NPP for and a assertiment, or convince woman on so many things. Swami runabout. Ye cabbage remo, me suggesting no man means me suggesting me previous videos me suggesting no man means amoye ewoye Ashanti regional ama Kumasi a ebetimi aboa ama voter hold beba because obi ofri mampon obi ofri Asante be kwai obi ofri eye omunyina ebe Kumasi ebedibia etu obe Kumasi na wode nani ko hu central market wode nani ko hu central market no hu central market ya ye central market here okwa wode hu ye friend say wode hu eye amanebo eko Asante be kwai wode hu amanebo eko eye mampon say me ko ye hwesibia omaye central market kama but mobile for 8 years moit man complete eye central market ene for 8 good years moit man complete eye central market eno ne ene oko eye Dr. Mensa bola ho ye maame no etete form eno mo ton ade ye maame no tetete form no mo ton ade e wo Dr. Mensa oko PZ ye maame no etete ho eno mo ton fools broni wo
shrine di agada beko back to
abra ya di central market aboso central market adane eye your friend say adane bosom central market adane bosom eniswo mo etimi anya hwe ewoye central market kakra bi na mo de kan na ofi say nipa no di dwa wo central market enne sebi market no egu na wakwa tena fie no o ka kire ne say ombra bontin no meto abamaye na office obeko obeba bontin aba beto aba edemaye onye saa de ne da ye convince ye nnuanu se omo fan cheyen ye convince omo se ye nim se NPP fo nhye dan ye hwe
oh tag no
e wo ye Asante Mountain Kumasi omo fan cheyen but eto de bi wo ahwe ewiase no nipa
sure gbe shi
so what ade bi ye no mpenefo se ye de ye o na ye njawo ya sebi ye de ye o na anya o ya ye njawo faye sebi mpenefo se ye de ye o na sebi anya o ya ye njawo faye enu anomo de apanish ye enu anomama patch na ko opposition se ne be ye betima kwa hye ye no ma ye ne ba be face eye NDC for in the next first 4 years again o hwe be bi te se eye swami yes ye babe interchi atane boston swami obi say you are not making sense ebusia politics it me NPP ni die say enkan me politics memeka eye enfonso ketenkete but ne pese ke mo chance bi na ko mo di sua nyansa hwe baby te say swami interchi swami e connected to eye big places big towns difference empotemu swami uko anima abrepo ho uko eye wonim se ya eye de chenso eye crowfrom ewo ho uko se ya na uko eye Ashtown ene sa eye ho no na ufa se ya okotafo swami e connected to big places ukumase for 8 good years motin kran mo bie project ano motin kran mo bie project mo ye project ahodo e won kran no mo refi eye Asante Mountain na mo refi eye Asante Mountain eno ana Asante formato abade etiamo no mo won kran mo bie project ahodo won kran on sen kran fo ato abade etiaye because en kran fo no mo hia project omo hia project omo hia interchange omo hia flyover omo hia makasa ade we aka obeye ba akokura
discount senu
obeye ba akokura e Kumasi a aka swami interchange ka wotimi ye swami interchange de kura ma e Kumasi fo a aka Kumasi fo be gina so ato abade amawo ka beye swami hwe bonkra inland port Hwesewia hospital.
This got
Senu mama me hwe. You see,
Senu what?
It media me me ya say ye lose die. But we ebetimi aboa ama partner timi aba be hwe nyansa.
Oh.
Hwe me do go Crowfrom market. Crowfrom market anka sebi Central market mutu Central market mu no. Mutu Central market mu. Na nka motimi abom ho modem po eye ye fresh Crowfrom market aka maame a ni sika ene sebisem ne store abono ewoye kegit e fresh Central market no anka wode nani ebeto e fresh Crowfrom market so aka mo ye Crowfrom market anaka ebi aka mo ye madwe so okay ye si Crowfrom market ewi entiri ye hye ase aye Central market anka sebi maame a ono wo Crowfrom ene eye de chem so ewo eye Ashtown omunyina betima ko Crowfrom market akwa diga but kwa be na mo de Crowfrom market fa so hwe kwa mo de eye Crowfrom market fa so man ye Crowfrom market for the past 18 good years. I stand to correct it. 18 good years Crowfrom market me sheda ma miame Fanta Black me sheda ma Fanta Black ekotwa Crowfrom market e de beto social media so se ne be ya enkofo ebe hu eye Crowfrom market akenwurem but one fee from Kufo pen so Kufo anye na na do dan ko Kufo aro be twa eye 8 years one for ni kura anche Crowfrom market eno ne ene
ebi mu se enua be ma we na wan ye
wa na ye lusu ne die me say ye nua no masantefo ankwa nkoto aba
ebi mu se biscuit on aprempe ni we nyina na wanka sometimes the BBC answer you know what obi so baba nya adwin kire afa nti it's all good was sharing a lesson and baby a fort one and or address it. So I think say yeah, why not, please timuma biscuit na prepare and day and can the boss was and chire baby free. Why? Thank you.
Kwabre kwan sorry a wo hu most of them enye Sofola interchange muntimi complete here. Sofola interchange muntimi complete here. Sofola interchange but Accra and crime muntimi ko bie mako say 6 or say 8 ewo na mu fi say asantefo ye jimi ana oko eye ebunoma mu a munye hwe wodeka oko ebunu a na kuma akwa ye bibi we ye ebunu ne ahafo makwa akwa ye bibi kakra bi ewo ba hwesi bia abatu yo mututi ayen hwesi bia mututi ayen ko eye Central region ede be na moye wo Central region na de ye nim guase akura ne say ekwan aye ye nyimwie na omakwa kopeja eye na na do dan kwa kufuado ne statue e de akwa akosiwo project amoya munyemwie makwa kopeja eye na na do dan kwa kufuado ne statue e de akwa akosiwo na sebi ye nya kwan wie anase nye project wie ansa na de statue akwa akosiwo ni nyina ehyenkofu abufu enu ntina oko Central oko Western oko eye eho na omututi aye no etino hagene but the basic bian eye yes so no ma ehwegu a
bibia be fa
ana wo hu sibia ya hye ne fa timiye eye e friend say mimia ba bi ni dineko mimia ba me bi na akwesi frimpon na akwesi frimpon so etro stars yes say de na dia akwa ya no na akwesi frimpon so etro stars de amaye ebusuya me de me no powerful and me NPP ni itino sebi na we say me support me party but awrehosem na abeni nyina no eni gisem ba ko a ene etimama me kra me rache chikakra me nyo here kwa me frimpon agosia papa bi usre me agosia papa bi
aw
yedi nkugu awi
biska ondayo
Bawumia Dr. Bawumia ofre mahama no bona baso mahama konkoden mahama wa konkoden wa ya ade wa babak but we also have back no for we ko ya disua so what I say because a choir NPP for Ghana for atwea so no mahama wa babaki we also find ya disua the MD ya Bawumia was an innocent man Bawumia was an innocent man. But sebi you say Ubiama near Saibi. Ubiama near Minyabana na Papa Mechiao. Bawumia was an innocent man. But Ubiama near Saibi. Bawumia extra the best. Sebi when you're vice president. One wakebia yet, you know. So I say sometimes, you know. Oh, the Bawumia dia na yemi ya sibia man we very humble. Na odonipa. But literally nenye because nimpeni fu di na nimu no omamboa no because sebi ankana na de danko Kufuado isapa a wotwa kakra na ko tie futu kakra bi akeboa eye Bawumia hwe Levi Ghana for the to abadi tie hwe be eye friend say betting taxi Ghana for ejina so e de to abadi tie sa betting
alphabet mo wo akakotwa bet no government no create emma we ejuma bi say ye no what take is a bold step what take is a risk no when we near you in the government ne say ono wo ne chefa wo to say wo mama ejuma ye say me yankasa me botom ska makoya pa wo pa enya me kitwa say me de kwa kotu chacha me tu chacha na me win ye no wo aban na wo create ejuma ne ma me no wo say wo ti bi go you know they make sense yeah twaso
we are not akwa trying to lock and also mo the tax akwa to so she tax awodo ukoport kura na akwa yika me kai betting tax me kai me kwa yi me kai bi na se ya me gina bitimi say ayasemo kana ye no wo hwe tax pa coffee tax coffee the twem bas na urade nyankopon ye urade but na be ending ye de atoso awo se otwia coffee the twem ye da won je coffee tax some mo we nyina hye
sa betting tax won coffee the twem utua ene me metua Vodafone broadband omutim coffee tax nyomote why ye tene nyina on ehu nya ebusua Kevin tell about life or say mama ba the first thing obey so obey betting tax because one create ejuma brony na creating ejuma no dia ba and na brony no so otua tax otua dada who same individual no di ne chacha now chale some things no they make sense so it Kevin tell at the nice you said that is the first thing obey mama era mama there we chem covid e chem uguso amoji covid tax chale this country
you see say politics they will support it and they may support it different
they affect you
America or Germany sanity Trump ewini your friend say Kamala nko for omunyati asundwem it is say NDC ni na me NPP ni ye nya atamfo but Ghana for ntino me biase enu ti na me politics ni nyina no man kasentia wo bi ndidi panyini bi atemoda Mahama manu entia ne da but nana me ye NPP ni ntina me ne nya agene me ye NPP ni ntina me ne nya agene but man ka sentia Mahama da because a politics eye de ya se me do Bawumia no sa so no bi so do eye Mahama it me man ka sentia Mahama da it mo ma ba mu di atem wo se enyansafo na wo ha ne de o mate mo be bi aso se ye di nkogu
ale mamudi na temo
it no eno me bi wo ho a e wo se NPP fo mutena se se bi NDC fo a support a party no eno mo de Mahama ba power you see o ma ya de NDC fo ya de o ma konkoden eno mo de wini power Ghana fo ato abade etia yen but ade ba ko a na say NDC for no be di matem no mo de medi o matem bi se no de wo ba ya undi atem se mi ndi watem o but wo ye support at se me na wo ba me poster se be di matem bia me so be di watem but enyansafo na mo ba me poster se na wo ndi atem ne de na ye nyina ye sere but ade ba ko a ama me ni age ebusu mi wi me bie phone in na nipa mi nsa mi ni bia ba be shiro ma bi ade ba ko a ese ama me ni age e me ami mia wo hene kwa me fimpon Baby or hine Kwame Frimpong e will be ano Yankopon Wenshirano Yakonkoden. I told them the truth. Say, and the appear could be on to me, we need that. Something other prepare metiasi, and the appear could be on to me, we need that. Ampanyampa. Me call grounds. Asante Achim North. Let me do what when yaba. Me Frikumase, Makwa Asante Achim North. Ni akwa koboa ye o hene Kwame Frimpong. Ni makwa kutwetwe interviews ni ade. Me wura Asante Achim market, me wura hoye. Me wura Asante Achim market, me wura hoye. And me do one na me kuta camera keke. Edwadifo na ne ba me nchen. Bra, ye be say no din komo. Bra, we a media man. Ye be say no din komo. Dwadifo na ne pre ba me nchen. Se bra, ye be say kasa, ana mo chance so mo kasa. It may buy no an NPP group be me catch on say grounds enye or hene Kwame Frimpong ebe wini because me tie nsema ekoso ne de ekoso kumo na or hene Kwame Frimpong be wini simple obe wini simple oh me kai oh for us so ko o NPP ni wo se baby a wo so no gina no ehwo ana ne be gina eyensemfo edum pempen so a say ye obi kandini bia manako akodi eye ekuro bi so say yento abama as mrahye bedwani a ade ba ko wo se mu say de kromafo ne pe no nipa kromafo ne epe na asem no nipa kromafo ne pe na asem no ono ene wo say moto aba anase muyi no ba sabi ye the party na kwa akwhye sabi enkofo bi from delegates omo na eba be kire de omo pe no.
All right, Ebusia into Yemboria, Onia. I just this kind of prempe a kind of creepia. When it comes to NPP or just Asante Memuno, in Puntunjuma, the Ankos war, almost slow project. The way of Moyama Greta Crown on my bisa like on one just on my here cry. You ever back to discount?
Oba winning the war eba. So we share na kwentifia na jokra. You see him. But if I call all the 16 regions, said the TSA no. Jomahama ikutem 13 polling stations akanyina presidential candidate in obi anya 0. Na ka Dr. Mamadou Bawumia ho a still John Dramani Mahama be beating 1.2 million votes.
Isolated cases, but I think if you become a challenge,
I'm telling you what Sami Jenfi came to say.
Avoiding that.
But police
Do you
stations
see a mindset problem here? I ask this because just about a week before the election, there was this announcement from the EC that they were going to limit the number of media houses that would be allowed into collation centers. And even after the massive backlash across the country, their only response was to seek to explain why they want to do that, and then they promised to engage some media groups to find a solution. Eventually, they pulled back that instruction. But I'm asking whether this is a signal to their mindset that they prefer for the collation to happen as privately as possible rather than as publicly as possible.
You see, first of all, let's be fair to the EC, because I will say that the last 3 or so months towards the election, they became more flexible, they became more open, they became more inclusive, and they were relating very well to the parties and the public generally. So I thought it would continue. But directly to your question, it could be simply trying to follow the rules as laid out. I don't think the mindset is to simply shut off and don't allow people to see what goes on. With the collation centers, it's been the case from the beginning. But I think as we're going through this, just as we have reformed our system over the years, this should be one of the issues that should come to the fore. And I think if you think about it, The collation simply would be for all the results from the various locations to one center. But those at the center representing the political parties can be made a party to that final collation. Because those are the polling stations will not be there. This is just a collation center. So maybe henceforth, through IPAC, they can agree that at least 10 members of the political parties, in addition to the accredited officials, should accompany. That would be a way to ease out this particular challenge. So all I'm saying is that even if that is the mindset, this is the time for them to review the process and do what we've been doing over the years in order to strengthen transparency of the process.
Clara, this would be perhaps the latest in what is an unfortunate series of gaffes and errors and slip-ups, which began with the announcement of the 2020 elections, where the results, there were mistakes, which then were eventually corrected. Since then, we've seen printing errors, we've seen disappearing machines, we've seen statements being issued and then retracted, and now we see, chaos at collation centers. Is there a fundamental capacity issue with our EC?
I would hesitate to make a categorical statement on whether or not there is a competence or incompetence issue, capacity issue. But clearly, I think everybody can see some of the challenges that we have. I just think that going forward, the EC could have done better. There's a lot that they could have been probably more collaborative with everybody, because I think the thing that should be most important to the EC is transparency. It's transparency and ensuring that and independence. So you're transparent. Independent doesn't mean that we are entitled to do what we like and then nobody can say anything about it, but that we at least will do what is right and do it in such a way that everybody can see that we're doing right. And where the issues of credibility crop up, I think the EC could have killed that by providing more transparency, by being more collaborative, so that everybody sees that we are here to do our job. We are not interested in who wins. We are not political parties. We don't contest in elections, but we at least this is our mandate, and we will do it in accordance with the law. We will do it transparently and reasonably. And I think that the Ghanaian people would relax in that situation.
Yeah. Well, I mean, we're at the very beginning of a process, and just before the NDC presser, we had a press conference from the EC, where they stated that they haven't been able to confirm or certify even one constituency result as yet. I mean, bearing in mind the amount of information that is flying around, is okay. We'll come back to this issue, but I can confirm that the Vice President has actually has come out to address this presser at his residence. He has walked up to the podium and he's got his documents in place and is ready to speak. Let's go across now to the Vice President, Dr. Bawumia.
All right.
Ladies and gentlemen of the media, following yesterday's presidential and parliamentary elections, Ghanaians at home and abroad have been sitting on tenterhooks awaiting the outcome of the election. Let me say that the data from our own internal collation of the election results indicate that former President, His Excellency John Dramani Mahama, has won the presidential election decisively. The NDC has also won the parliamentary election, even though we await final collation for a number of seats. However, I believe ultimately that these will not change the overall outcome. I have just called His Excellency John Dramani Mahama to congratulate him as President-elect of the Republic of Ghana. I said during the signing of the Peace Pact that I was sure of two things. Ghana will win and peace will reign. The people of Ghana have spoken. The people have voted for change at this time, and we respect that decision with all humility. I thank God Almighty for how far He has brought me, and I submit to His will. I am making this concession speech before the official announcement by the Electoral Commission to avoid further tension and preserve the peace of our country. It is important that the world investor community continues to believe in the peaceful and democratic character of Ghana. These are our most important assets. Ghana is more important than our individual political ambitions, and we must always put Ghana first. While this was not our desired outcome, I say this is part of the democratic process. We put our best foot forward in the contest, explaining our policies and programs. However, it is sometimes the case that the voter would have other ideas. I am very proud of the efforts of our campaign team, and I thank them very much. I assure His Excellency John Dramani Mahama of my full support in the transition process. As committed Democrats, we pledge to ensure that we have a very smooth transition so that the business of government will continue seamlessly. The NPP would offer the needed support to the new government in a very responsible way. Ladies and gentlemen, we have conceded defeat like any consummate Democrat would do, but we have not abandoned the fight to transform Ghana and expand opportunities to all sections of our society. We will not be a disruptive opposition, even though we would subject government actions and policies to strict scrutiny in the interest of our beloved nation. Our MPs, I am convinced, will do a thorough job to advance our democracy and ensure that the citizenry gets the best out of the democratic dispensation. To the rank and file of the New Patriotic Party, I know the feeling hurts, given that this is not the result you worked for. I know you would feel there is darkness ahead. That is natural, especially when in all sincerity you gave the assignment your all. But I assure you that we will regroup and come back even stronger. We will take stock of events and pick lessons to guide us going forward. In the interim, I urge you all to look into the future with optimism and hope. We may have lost the battle, but not the war. Let me also use this occasion to congratulate all MPs elect, with special emphasis on those from the NPP side. I would like to use this opportunity to thank His Excellency Nana Addo Dankwa Akufo-Addo, President of the Republic of Ghana and Commander-in-Chief of the Ghana Armed Forces, for his support and guidance over the years. I extend sincere thanks to the First Lady, Mrs. Rebecca Akufo-Addo, for her support and wise counsel throughout my tenure as Vice President and during the 2024 electioneering campaign. I would like to thank my wife, Haja Samira Bawumia, who has gone over and above the call of duty in her support for me. My thanks also go to my children, my brothers and sisters, and the entire Bawumia family for their support. I also thank my running mate, Dr. Matthew Opoku Prempeh, and his wife Alma for their strong support in this campaign. I am eternally grateful to our revered traditional rulers, religious leaders, and the generality of Ghanaians for their support. I thank former President Kufuor, the Council of Elders, executives, and the rank and file of the New Patriotic Party for their solid support. To all Ghanaians who voted for me and the NPP to implement our proposed bold solutions, I thank you for the confidence you reposed in us. To all Ghanaians who didn't vote for me and the NPP in this particular election, I thank you for considering my proposals, even though you exercised your right to choose by settling on the eventual winner. Let me also thank the Electoral Commission for overseeing yet another transparent and fair election in Ghana. I also thank the security services for their role in maintaining the peace. My thanks also goes to the media for their excellent reportage. Ghana has won. Thank you very much, and may God bless you, and God bless our homeland, Ghana. Thank you.
Die busia utie ya papa Bawumia yi a oye so far already aban bi a what me accept defeat on time pa. Seriously, because wama nyoma ye twintwan sa, you get me, wa accepting so simple. I congratulate now the current president, okay, John Dramani Mahama, okay, nti sisi ano ebema tension na wo krom no eso aye den atikra, because from it just say nyankpala hod mo se den yeku obi enra kaswa so yeku just say nipa wu it is one bemu a ebekwa kotwetwe nsem bebre e de aba ti waya ade pa yura I say respect. I mean, like I said, Mabenyan Modo more, because oye man be your peace. Pass pa say why then? What defeat? Why accepting the defeat? That's it. Sana yem be treated same why there. Okay, now sisi ane there. Yem bonra social media no so na enkohwe ne ekoso like in some like ne ekoso sisi a. Ne ekoso sisi a me no wo kase. Near air course sisi ama me refresh your page no. They say kromu nyina ye menya. Bia metie kra che say de de wo ha anya asem keto abusua. It as it stands now ne de Encoming president no wababa here the current president. I hear John Dramani Mahama wababa tina na konwa so asundwe mu. Enti ene de we akromu be ye no. Ebe che mu nsem. Iti or see then Yera John Dramani Mahama Ababe will make it post. Say I have this. Or say I have this morning received a congratulatory call from my brother Dr. Mahmoud Bawumia following my emphatic victory in Saturday's election. Ti yeah papa na Ababe confirm. Ti sisi ane die Yera ena president the John Dramani Mahama it was ya asumdwe na peace na Basios it's peace na Dr. Mahmoud Bawumia ayade chese audio say ayo wa chese oye man of peace or pasumdwe papa ni mpe basa yo wa chese o pasumdwe papa you say your mom pasumdwe no and o be to trust him ni nyoma why chese so far on any vice president bia wama bibia ye simple sa oh yes bi mu person be accepted nti yanko UTV sisi oyiwa ene down so Dr. Bawumia concedes defeat, calls Mahama to congratulate him. Iti all the media platform no so much say edaho you don't need to be told what you say. Internet the Germany the neso akwa Sunday bibia be butubutu no imbi mo kasa asofofo no mo hye nkom no ewu ejewusu da ye bowra baby ti say mep ena enya mpon yo agrada say John Dramani Mahama sitting president John Dramani Mahama eba power obeko back to the shrine. It is here beside who say agrada I don't know pass from JC. It is one of share Ghana for ball anyway wine sa software gra credit bisa we dey beba. It is here agrada so beko back to so too akwa yesika gari and obeko come. Eti okofubai mame hwe yenko ni social media handle Biscout de oguso o ye the video Biscout why are there what can create on what you see eti yenhwe ade ewo okonfuba sisi nti won sisi ami address ni so ye konfuba mema obunfu agrada se Bawumia wini a obeko akakokom eti sisi ami me friend no konfuba mema obunfu or your konfu complete this is also go back to so to it agrada sisa kokofa busum na odi pada or say the incoming president also or making mockery of Yera Bawumia what you say and yes I fine I say odi papa no ho fel na next Sunday and me pese mo ntim wan say ejewusu bowra na kachia na so ene podium ho ebeye menye and let me tell you sometimes you don't need prophecy to tell say we ebe we no cry yeah but I was say enka but nya odo wano beka no sometimes eye adwuma more let me say 100 kabe 70 80 be adwuma effort no should be more what you say ene ejewusu bet azuka say Bawumia winia yen shina sorry I mean boys you enyem na me kai azuka na kai mebo sa video no se ebia owi se meboa ana se menya time kraba be eden aba be hye video no kama na ma present to no enti azuka se Bawumia eden winia yen hye na sorry enti mehu ni ono pa kire sisi a and I know I video agrada here you okay
Abusuya any social media so any here to abano we are not doing the election on the social media so don't let the social media to deceive you don't let the social media to deceive you I am here as a woman of God to announce to you don't let the social media to deceive you am I desperate are you desperate? The NDC people are desperate on the social media, praying captions.
Okay, so when we now make a bram, and be more bleedy almost. One said identity. I say, just say, Oma Kantama Kansan Bia. This time around, Omo Moon said, the Baba, I feel I'm going to say, I'm going to say, my Baba, and in your If you will pay peace, Africa, Azuka Senu, Azuka way. My man just said, oh, where the video said, remember? For now, need the maybe. Okay. Azuka say yen she not sorry, say NDC amba power. So okay, UTV so Oma congratulate era. What you say? Oma congratulate no. Nti ukobe bia do pay mu nankasa aba bekasa nti we she ni hope you ma obi beka what you say? Omunko ye omu homeworks ye na bibia omu hu say o oma effort no mon correct yo ebema yewra John Dramani Mahama congratulations say oba we so wabojuma pa Kevin Taylor abojuma we biscuit pour no come back and forth crampo apay mu aka no kra e wo mu say Kevin Taylor, you'll be a wide then. For Bojuma papa. Osi, Esther, na Glenda, there was stress. See, defeat is defeat, and that is the normal trend. Yeah, absolutely, because she knew what obey the assistant. Because amount for basa too much. What you say, amount for basa. And it's very bad, and yet, it's Yembora Joyce. So, Mr. Joyce, yeah, go TV3, and then they see, okay, oh yeah, I see breaking Bawumia concedes defeat to Mahama. All right, Agbena, short cry, Agbena. All right, so Yanko assassins in Gosheni, because we start listening now. Smart idea. Oh, 45. See, I thought you said elections are not won on Twitter, right? It baffles me for youthful people like yourself to undermine the power of Twitter now in the world. If it's right here, it's right out there. It's that simple. By the way, I knew it was over for you and the NPP. Okay. Bawumia just got congratulating and hey. In Sempi, but when we will see Mama what he will do. Okay, and there was and so on. The EC electoral commission just say, oh, Bawumia, I say what I congratulate you. You got you could not upload me, ma. It's your network issues. Share update near cousin. Is it my network or about? Okay, Sam George Munsu no more jubilate to her. Yeah, be wise. Also, much respect to Bawumia. Yeah, massive. Just say, the respect for Bawumia costs more. Man, I just say, oh yeah, as we up a piece. Also, Sheboja, I know. Stick, I see you. So Ebusia, me kwa gara videos you know what Nkrofwa omo you know what omo kantam say NDC ba power omo be say yen sure ma sorry ni yakeka ho prophecy say course. I think this is the time I was say me fam bremo iti we dey say benya jubilation na e course no. Say 1 2 be na yemfa jumede this year. I will be back again maybe. Okay, so in same PR course but anyway just in Bawumia consider, all right. So week we move betting some see mine only thing was to bring 5G. Hey, Oslo Usuna chese or see Bonnie Hawaii say or the 5G eba Ghana. Woto season you go collect. So that was 46 minutes ago. And then baby saw yes I posted. Or see, my only sin was to bring 5G to Ghana. My only sin was to make internet affordable and accessible to every Ghanaian. My loss doesn't even pay me one bit. Oh boy. Hey, and no bona say yes a man for woo mommy or say anya ya na boni a oye and say already the 5G network abagana say Ghanaians can access internet no cry no etisen ewa men kanu cry ene uto internet say utua we internet boy din Ghana asisi amino ka say even for abroche for the free abroche ba o say hey Sami e na ultimate streaming 3-4 hours no hey ene Sami we ya there pa enye easy sir cause data wa hanam no internet bia ya live streaming no because me say a recording video short edit to up mean time here no sir nti e betena 2-3 hours 4 hours na obi say no gift na kwase bi tin chain say ono no adenti na o like ya say no gift. You see, very sad, very sad. Sad. Data pad here, or slow data pad here, no boy. I don't quite there, so be a and can't crunch data what getting power. It say captions win election, but also can say captions on social media doesn't win election. But the same social media platform now would who say numbers no cost and as a buffer. Moma yenti no maybe as say media no create 2 million. And then with the social media no we try e best remind you say adie we na okay social media and like doesn't lie. So please you guys have to take things easy. What you are saying it's in your course no baby Obahasia especially because they didn't have course no nya some kitwa enjoyment e will baby and yeah joy news said yeah you go there neighbor Okay, Embra.
And those that he will appoint them as ministers for them to make sure the confidence that Ghanaians have, they should make sure they will fulfill it.
Okay,
no corruption, no arrogance. Sometimes you media men provoke, but the special patient they make.
Thank you. What's your name, sir?
My name is Carlos Mododio. Then I say God bless you.
Okay, thank you. Hi, I'll talk to you.
What you was saying.
What's your name?
My name is Joseph Mahama.
Okay.
Yes. In fact, this victory is the victory for all Ghanaians. The victory belongs to all of us. In fact, we went on rescue mission to rescue the nation. Bawumia came to power with Akufo-Addo because of economy. They were saying that NDC government cannot manage the economy. Now, as they came, we have moved from economy to digitization. The problem of this country is about the economy. Free education they were talking about, it started from 2017. For how long will they use free SHS? Are they using the free SHS to govern the country? This is the question I'm asking. Why they have taken Ghana to? We all have to come together. Ghana have won. It's not NDC alone that have won the election. We all together in collectively we have won the election. We have to focus and make sure that the country becomes a safe country for all of us. To add to that.
So wait, are you saying that for you, the free SHS did not convince you? Is that what you're saying?
Free SHS is a good policy, but how they implemented it wasn't good. Because
you think they had some challenges implemented?
Yeah, they have some challenges. And if most of the interview they have with school authorities, they said it. They said they have the challenges. The challenges were there. Yeah. And the money that this government have accumulated in the name of free SHS, it could have done something better. You understand? Yeah. But as we are talking, now the free SHS have to review. We are not going to cancel the free SHS. We are going to review the free SHS and put it into order, so that every student that goes to school have this thing. We need the quality of education, not a mass of education. We want the quality. So this government that coming, NDC government coming now, one advice I'll give to the incoming president, John Dramani Mahama, he have promised the nation. He have promised, not NDC alone, he have promised the nation. Now, he is not for the party alone, it's for the nation. He should make sure that all the promise that he made in our name, he should make sure that he go accordingly and implement it, so that come 2028, we have the ground to campaign.
We're still waiting for the official EC results, but they say uneasy lies the head that wears the crown.
Yeah. All right, in tables here, near agent the kind, I think it makes sense. And now, Sisiana, President John Dramani Mahama, ALD and Sisiana, the head of state. Bosha or share Ghana, was her own team in the Bosha. Means Yenny no bit but on Yenia. Or share Ghana football. I'll share Beboa Ghana, right? See a Ghana flag, no, and yedi red in our caucus and yet political parties. Omodia said the Anobe Juma, a month ago, but say a banner say yedi any air share and our edge Ghana in Puntu soon quadia. Then I was saying put Ghana first. Better will be so Jane in the video. I will be back again, and at this time around, Yamede Bano, near AC before and after.